This is not advice. I'm just yelling at myself. Hey, do you ever get kind of bored of doing things that you don't really find fulfilling? So you try thinking about other things to do, but nothing seems immediately appealing? Plus your social graph isn't really doing anything like this either, so you reluctantly give up and return back to the grind, but it's so uninspiring that you still yearn to do something you actually believe in? If that sounds familiar, then you, my friend, might just be a dreamer, a little idealist who wants to be aligned with your endeavors. And I know what you're thinking, an idealist in this economy? And it's true. Having the space and resources to aspire for other things is an incredible privilege. Plus, you don't have to love what you do to lead a happy and successful life. But if you do happen to lie in the cross-section of people who want to and are able to attempt to align your work and interests, then you have a very important objective on your hands: developing your taste. So what does that mean? Well, what makes you feel alive? What kind of person are you trying to become? What do you want to see more of in the world? Consistently engaging with these nebulous kinds of questions is key to cultivating your taste. Because how are you going to work on things that you find fulfilling if you don't know what makes your heart flutter? How are you going to believe in the things you do without a guiding set of values or principles, right? So how do you do these things? I have a few thoughts. First, repeatedly do things for a long time. If you're trying to find or do anything interesting, you have to get your reps in. Picasso created over 50,000 pieces of art. Steph Curry has been shooting a basketball since he was 5. Dave Chappelle has recorded literally hundreds of hours of his sets. I could point to infinitely more examples. Maybe that sounds like a lot, but it's just the result of basic compounding. If you write a page a day, that's a novel's worth of content in a year. The hard part is following through. If you try doing anything for long enough, you will encounter periods of uncertainty and self-doubt. Whether you can consistently push through them is a separator. There's also this common sentiment I hear that's like, well, I would do that, except I just don't have a thing to do, which I totally understand. But I do think that if you are proactively doing enough things for enough time, something will click. But if you notice yourself constantly complaining about not having a thing, as opposed to just actually doing things, then it might say more about you than about the incomprehensible possibilities lying at your fingertips. Second, find the others. So, you're doing things. You're probably doing them alone, and that's really hard. So at some point, I suggest finding other people and communities doing similar things to you. There are a few obvious reasons for this. It's encouraging to know you're not alone, you can draw inspiration from others, and you're finding potential collaborators, business partners, and friends. That's 5 fingers for 3 reasons. Okay. We're blessed to be living in the age of the internet, where any person, topic, or thing is infinitely more visible and accessible than ever. So use that to your advantage. Number 3, immerse yourself in the space. And now that you've found some of these cool people and things, go engage with them. Cold email people and ask for a quick chat or a few questions. Follow up when they don't immediately respond. Follow up again, and then one more time for good measure. Attend related in-person events and meetups. Join Discord servers, subreddits, or various parts of Twitter and start interacting with people. Just like how the best way to learn a language is to live where it's spoken, the best way to become the person you want to be is to participate in spaces where you are surrounded by thoughts, people, things, and experiences that you consistently want to engage with. To summarize, do stuff, see who and what else is out there, and intentionally immerse yourself in relevant environments. In other words, focus your time and energy on what you want to see more of. The key idea holding all of this together is agency, or being proactive about pursuing your goals. You can think of cool projects, but never start them. You can see all these cool people, but never try talking to them. You can lurk online, but never engage with relevant communities. Life can be so much richer and adventurous than it currently is, but you have to actively create these opportunities and put yourself in the positions for them to serendipitously arise. And this can be a confusing and non-linear process, but that's kind of the point. Our limits are self-imposed. And all of this might conceptually make sense, but again, none of it matters unless you actually start doing things. So until then, I'll leave you with a rendition of my favorite XKCD comic. You should be more careful what you write. You never know when a future employer might read it. When did we forget our dreams? What? The infinite possibilities each day holds should stagger the mind. The sheer number of experiences I could have is uncountable. We live trapped in loops, reliving a few days over and over. We see the same things each day. We respond the same way. We act like if we just get through today, tomorrow our dreams will come back to us. I don't know how to jolt myself into seeing what each moment could become, but I do know one thing. The solution doesn't involve watering down my every little idea and creative impulse for the sake of someday easing my fate into a mold. It doesn't involve constantly holding back for fear of shaking things up. This is very important, so I want to say it as clearly as I can. Fuck that shit.
Hey, you can just do stuff. Like, you don't need anybody's permission or anything. You just kind of come up with weird stuff you want to go do. You can just go do it. Okay. Go be weird. Okay, bye.